Ladies and gentlemen, we're here. Um, Power rankings, week one. Um, how we feel about it?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Um, Excited for Big Juice to start back, of course. Very, very quick, very little time in between, very quick intermission, and we're right back to it. So,
That's right.
got a lot of games to go over.
That's right. That's right. Unfortunately, they're all 2-0s except for Croc's game. Um, but right here,
Interesting.
I have all of our rankings. We have
Yep.
Vixen and Chris tied in last, and then we have Preston and Wu tied at the number one slot coming out of week one. Pretty interesting. But
Right.
all right, let's go over rankings. All right, so who do we think is number 19?
I think you had to say Chris.
Think so?
Well, okay. Let me look at something.
I don't think
just off first
I don't
glance
think
with
Nick
the
played
with the
that well
differential.
either.
No, Nick definitely did not play that well. I think night 18 and 19 could be Nick and Chris flip flop, possibly.
Yeah, 'cause
Um,
I'm looking at everyone. I mean, Josh
or
is down there
Chase.
too.
Or Chase.
No, I think Chase definitely played better than Josh.
Chase, Chase didn't play very well. I don't think he played terrible.
This is what I would do. I would do Nick.
Okay.
Probably Chris, then Josh. These are like my bottom four right now.
And
I
then
don't,
16 probably be Chase.
you think it's so? Let me look at the games.
Who else? Who else is there? Because I think JC and Noah, they both played very well
Yeah,
in their
no,
set.
that was like a very close set.
Yeah, I think you and Biff. I mean, sleepy versus sick, but I think for the state that you two were in, I think you both played pretty well. Um,
Yeah, me and Biff are definitely low on the list for sure. We're
yeah.
we're low on the list.
I still think you guys played pretty well.
Would,
Low key,
nah,
bro.
you don't gotta
I'm throwing a
lie.
hot take
You don't
out
gotta
here
lie.
at you. I'm throwing a hot take out here at you.
All right, hit me with the hot take.
I don't think Preston is anywhere near the top.
No, I mean he played the person that doesn't know how to even click Mega Evolve. So I mean,
And he still should have lost that game.
so we're saying me and Biff both played well when this happened.
All right, man. I mean, listen. Like I said, you guys were having
Ironhead
you-
on the sub.
listen, listen. I said for the state that you two were in, you played well.
Listen, bro. I'm just saying. Me and Biff are low on the list. We'll get to that though. So do we agree that this is like the top five or bottom five?
I mean, I guess I could be convinced about Chase. I mean,
Because like his game one was very bad. I mean, there's no getting around that. But I think game two he started playing very well.
yeah, yeah. I mean, with Chase,
What
like
about tabs?
Chase just didn't calc a bunch of stuff, and like he just kind of assumed things about Darm, and like he played Scarf Darm absolutely terrible. Like, I don't know.
Right. Rewatching this game of MS and tabs real quick just to get a feeling for it.
We're getting demonetized because of that random nickname.
What was it? Oh, no, we'll be alright. I mean, honestly, I don't think tabs. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, realistically, I mean, I don't think a lot of people played bad. I really think it's just these bottom four played bad, and then we start getting into the people that just underperformed.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, so let me highlight these.
yeah.
These,
objectively.
this red color, clear bottom four right now. Clear bottom
Yeah.
four.
Yeah. And let's before we move on, I would say let's talk a little bit about kind of
Right.
what the speedrun. So
Right.
obviously Vixen,
Yeah,
kinda,
yeah.
kinda get her,
She,
just getting her feet wet.
yeah. Facade Corviknight type beat, you know?
Yeah. Not clicking Mega on the Gardevoir made a huge difference, honestly, because Palafin coming in would have died.
Moonblast on Gardevoir, kinda sus.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I've said it. I don't think Preston deserved to win that game. If that was anybody else, he loses. Like 6-0. Like bad. Like because Scarf Kiram with freeze dry just absolutely cooked his entire team, and there was nothing he could do about it because there was no Blissey. So, you know, not too sure what the assault vest was for. I know there was very little prep time, so it may just be, rushed prep. So please try not to do that, because it's just not a good habit to get into. But don't take the loss too hard. You should have beat what is considered one of the best, if not the best team in the league. I'm slowly my argument is slowly that it's not the best team in the league.
All right.
Compositionally, they go together, but they also have so many similar weaknesses that it's very hard to play with.
Right.
It seems so. Yeah. Vixen, don't take the loss too hard. Keep learning. That's what you're here for. Nobody's, for me personally, this is a very soft 20. I would almost swap her and Josh because of how new she is and how easy she could have won that game.
I mean, yeah, but we gotta be honest.
I know we can't do that.
We gotta be
honest. No, we do. I'm just saying my opinion of how experienced players play against experienced players, and then we have an experienced player play against somebody who doesn't know what the Mega Evolution button does, and still almost lost. Anyways, I'll start dogging on Preston. I'm kind of coming for his throat right now. I'm not meaning to. But
your inner chase is coming out right now.
It is, bro. I'm trying to compliment Vixen, but I'm insulting Preston, and I'm not really.
No, Preston played well. He was pivoting with Glow King very well. He was getting a lot of free kills with the Future Sight, and then he was just positioning himself pretty well. So obviously Scarf Kieran would have been the bring, but it's just one of those things where you just don't see it.
That's right.
All right, next up, Nick. He kind of got cooked by Empoleon. There was nothing else. Empoleon literally just. That's all Donsky had to bring. Nick just couldn't deal with Empoleon.
Very much so. Still just need to get down remembering a game plan. Because we did have some tech on the Hoopa that, was not used. And I think, him not seeing Mega Mawile, he definitely just panicked. Because it wasn't there. So just have to relax a little bit, calm down whenever, if there's something you super prep for and it doesn't come, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. And then just try to, remember the game plan sometimes. I get that everything's not going to go exactly to plan, but you just try to execute it as best as you can. So, I think his team is a lot different, of course, than last season's team, as everybody's is, but him especially. I think he has a lot less bulk than he did last season. So a little bit less wiggle room in some of these, because he had like Miltank and Goodra, and what else did he have?
He had Goodra, Overquill, Milotic, Lando T, and then Centiskorch. Yeah.
So, a lot of those things, very bulky, can give you some time to like get things going. So, just adjusting, as everybody is, which is totally understandable. But just slow down a little bit, don't panic, and just kind of try to accomplish your game plan as best as possible.
Fair enough. Chris, this was, timer definitely. That was a big problem in this game, the server timer, but even without the timer, there was no way Chris was winning this game. Woo's prep was very solid.
It was good. I'll give it to him, bro. I'll give it up.
Coach 20, and he came out and started cooking. The telepathy Coco was crazy. Chris brought the Electric Seed Snorlax. What else he do? He had the Jolteon, but the telepathy Coco really shook it up. Scarf Tusk did a decent amount, and then AV Haxorus went crazy. It was going crazy.
Yeah, it did. It did. And the immune to confusion Haxorus also went crazy.
Yeah, there was a lot going against Chris, but I still think at the end of the day, Chris is not having. I mean, did we put Chris over Josh? No, we definitely put Chris over Josh, bro. Josh
Who
played.
did Josh play?
He played Sal, and that's when he
yeah.
and that's when he just did it in Terra on the beginning of game 2. Like, there's no. Me and Biff played bad, but what the hell is this?
Yeah, I mean the Terra.
But even this, why are you saying in with Mambo on a fucking bundle?
He doesn't have very many. He doesn't have a switch in actually.
I mean, that's fair, but Mambo literally cooks this entire team.
You're correct. You're very correct.
Like, if
and
I'm
Zapdos probably lives
like,
one.
if I'm sacking something in this game, bro, sack this bitch ass Tentacruel, bro. What the hell is this guy doing?
I mean, and to be fair, he can't ice move right there. Like there's no way you ice move in front of him.
Yeah, so you always go Tentacruel.
You can go Tentacruel,
and then you can probably live a freeze
Gambit.
dry, and then you can fucking Toxicome.
Oh.
Tentacruel's got good Spadef. Let's calc it.
Maybe.
Let's calc.
Yeah.
Bundle.
I wish we knew his set. I don't know if we knew his set.
Let's just say he's max Spadef. Tentacruel. What the hell is this?
Oh my god, not even max Spadef. Yo, what am I looking at right now?
Yeah, bro. Tentacruel's bulky as shit. So yeah, you do that, and then you Sludge Bomb him for 50 or you Toxicome.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Josh rolled the fuck out of that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Right, do we put him underneath Nick?
Oh god.
Cause that was real bonehead of him. Sacking the mon that destroys his entire team. The bundle turtle.
I mean, and also, bro, like, I feel like we need to move away from the statusing Dragapult. Like, you're not Terragos anymore, so just, I mean, he was dual status. I believe he was Thunder Wave and Will-O-Wisp this game, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's love game 1. Will-O-Wisp, no, he's Will-O-Wisp, Dragonart's Hex U-turn.
Okay, alright.
But yeah, I mean, he had a full season of Dragapult with status. People caught on. And then he has Skelly Dirge, which is one of the best Will-O-Wispers in the game. He has Toxic Spike Tentacruel. He is Zapdos static. You do not need status on Dragapult anymore. At this point, it's holding him back more than it's helping him.
Yeah, for sure. And like, it's not even like... Does Sal even have a good sucker puncher on his team that you would need? Like, what was it? I guess just to stop Medicham. Like, I get, like, if it is all systems is to stop Medicham, I can kind of understand. But like, again, you know, if you're bringing toxic spikes or anything, and like if you're trying to like dual status thing.
I mean, even then, you don't got a status Medicham if you can just kill it with a Spec Shadow Ball.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Like, yeah.
So,
I don't think Josh play worse than Nick, bro. Nah, because game 1, Josh was actually playing pretty decent. It was game 2. I don't know. Alright, so yeah.
Nick just got bozoed by Bax, and then
Empoleon came in with the cleanup crew.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, so yeah, these are the secure bottom 4. Then Chris kind of went over them a little bit already, but obviously timer issues, all that, but I don't think the timer really made a big difference. I think, again, AV Haxorus, Telepathy, Coco,
I think it's just prep diff.
It was prep diff. Very much prep diff. And again, it's like you and JC said in the pregame, or the preseason video, Spectrier without the Terra definitely feels a lot different, because you don't got that perfect coverage anymore. So adapting to that, figuring out how to play around it, definitely going to be a big thing for Chris this season.
Sure.
Yeah. Definitely, Chris has to prioritize the dark types, or he needs to use Spectrier as like a damage output, so Serp can then do its job. I don't know. It's like last season with Serp and Lopunny. That's probably what Spectrier and Serp are gonna be this season. So he just needs to figure out.
If you can do a little status spreading with Spectrier, a little Will-O-Wisp here and there, and then maybe click Shadow Ball a time or two, just a little wall breaking and just setting up the superior, like you said. So for sure.
Yeah. So we chased at 16. You played well game 2, but game 1, his brain just fried when he saw the Sandy shocks. So
Yeah.
uh,
Not calcing things. You know,
yeah,
you can't just assume Darm kills everything. Like, I know that play doesn't technically matter regardless because I was Focus Sash, but why are we staying in on a ground type? On like your most important, like one of the things that checks my entire team.
Right.
Like, it just, you know, you turn out. And I know you don't really have the best of switch-ins because Sandy Shocks was like faster than I think everything he brought, except for it's faster than Nito. A whim. I guess you could have gone whim, but you don't even kill me, and then just get rocks up, and that's the entire reason Sandy Shocks was there, was to get
Right.
rocks up. So like, you know, he's playing very well with the Celesteela, which I'm very glad to see because I know that mon is a little bit out of Chase's comfort zone, and that mon's success is very much gonna depend on how creative Chase can be with it. If we're just seeing Leech Seed protect every single week, you know,
yeah,
it'll do fine. Will it do, you know, exponentially well? Obviously not, but again, I think Chase can definitely be creative. So I mean, we'll see. You know, first week with sort of the half revenge tour, half, you know, newcomer squad. So I mean, we'll see. Just didn't play terrible. Didn't really play well either, but you know,
yeah.
all good.
Alright, moving on to the next. Who else we got? Who else lost? Tabs.
B and Tabs.
Yeah, I guess.
B and Tabs.
Who played better, B or Tabs? I don't think when I was watching Tab's game, I at least thought he had a chance. When I was watching B's game, I had no faith.
I think B got prep diff too.
Yeah, B. Yeah.
Low-key.
I think B's game, like the whole time I was watching, I was like, wow, B has no pressure. But when I was watching Taz's game, I was like, oh, he can at least do this. But B, when I was watching him, bro, I was like, there is literally nothing he can do here.
Yeah, Shady. As soon as Shady got that extra drill in, I think it was in game 2, and he was just predicting everything.
Yeah.
Like 3 turns in a row, he just got the correct play and like 3 things. And then B didn't Sacred Fire the Toga Kiss that just took 52 from its sacred, like.
Yeah, that was very sus. And he was saying he was nervous and all that. I get it. It's week 1, but you can't
switch
use
him.
that. You can't use
Switch
that.
Switch him. Chase is overbeat.
I mean, yeah, I would agree. Like again, I don't think, like when I was watching that game with B and Shady, that was one of the few times it was like I just don't see how B can win. Like even when it looked good for B, Shady was getting rocks chipped on his entire team and getting it in range of things like Drill and Garen. So like, yeah, B had a hard opponent. Again, we didn't really know how good Shady was gonna be. Now we know he's definitely a saucer. So
for sure,
B was just the test, and I mean, B already made. He didn't make his trades yet. B's been talking about it, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think that was probably also a little bit of a bad team matchup. It wasn't unwinnable for B, but you know, it was definitely tough.
I mean, yeah,
Drill just goes crazy.
Kitar shut down that Zam, so that couldn't even come.
Yeah.
Titar also shutting down Torn. I mean, you could have brought Superpower on Torn, but he hit the Choppleberry, Berry, so like no matter what, you were losing that engagement. So
right.
Yeah, but Tabs. I think there was definitely shades of hope for Tabs.
Right.
The Shell Smash Blastoise week 1, you know, a little predictable, especially when you're playing your boy, but
right.
I don't think it was terrible. And I think Roaring Moon definitely had a good game. The big thing for me is just Breloom. I mean, Tabs trolled the fuck out of that guy, and that was like the one mon that like soloed MS's like entire team.
Yeah, switching that mon into, was there anything like done to Kiram, or was he just predicting him to not hit an ice move?
He was just predicting him to not click an ice move.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm throwing a flag.
We put him below Chase.
Just for the Breloom switch, I have to. have to do it.
Chase is moving up, not because of his
Chase
own
is moving up. He's climbing.
not because of his own performance, because we're realizing we got some other bozos to handle.
That's right. That's right. Listen, with 20 people, there's bound to be some moving around in these videos.
I mean, yeah, these videos are gonna be a long time from now on, but
oh, show.
Tabs, I mean, had opportunities and openings into the games, but unless it's pretty on top of it. And again, the biggest thing was just trolling the fuck out of Breloom. I mean, if he doesn't troll Breloom that hard, I mean, I think he has a very solid chance of winning. But yeah, that was tough.
Absolutely.
And then the fact he had things like Roaring Moon and Mega Blastoise with Mega Launch and Dark Pulse, and he couldn't break through a Decidueye. A little sus.
It is.
But,
for sure.
You know, it's week 1. It happens, I guess. I mean, I can't talk too much shit, but you know, it definitely do.
Shout out to Deca Dewey, bro.
That's right.
Deca Dewey was going in. I love him, dude. I love the Decidueye.
Going crazy.
Like a lot. For sure.
Alright, 13. Alright. I'll be honest, I think this is where me and Biff come in.
I was gonna say, are we doing like you guys like right next to each other? Or
I think we have to. I think I want to put
13
myself.
Seems so low.
I feel like I want to put myself under Biff, but I won, so like, I guess I gotta put myself above him.
I don't know. I'm throwing a flag at the Ogerpon play.
Yeah, I'm putting myself under him. you reminded me. And then I think we do this. I think we do. Then we do this. Let me color this. So I think.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That was a lot. A lot just happened.
Yeah. Let me cook though. Let me cook. All right. So.
Okay. Yeah. I'm ready to hear it, man.
This is the. All right. So this is the tier where it's like, you definitely didn't play as bad as these guys. You definitely didn't have a strong performance. This is like the what the fuck happened tier. This is just like, I don't know what was happening watching these sets, bro. Like this was in a good way because it was like. Croc started out getting absolutely bozoed, and then game 3 he played pretty solid. Obviously, only got to game 3 because of some pretty fortunate luck game 1, but
for sure.
At least getting to game 3. Might have taken him 2 games to get there, but on that 3rd game he locked it in and definitely had a good performance. Me and Biff, that game never happened. The game never happened.
Yeah, that was both y'all's flu games, except you guys aren't Michael Jordan. And
yeah. We don't gotta talk about that, do we?
What about y'all? I mean, nah. We can leave that where it is. I'll
yeah,
say.
Yeah. That was the mulligan. That was the mulligan week.
Jake definitely like.
Oh, Jake definitely played better than Croc.
In my eyes, Jake won that set. Like game 1. It was so, you know, I told him this afterwards. I think the only thing that I would have possibly done differently is whenever you got encored into the fire spin, or I think it was a fire spin. I think it was fire spin on the Ninetales. You know, after maybe another turn of hitting fire spin, I'd probably just switch out because we've got other things. We don't need to leave Dragon. Like, you know, it just, I don't know. You never want to play around freeze, but you probably just want to keep Dragonite healthy and not let it get that low just from taking freeze dried chip and stuff like that. And even though you feel like you can beat the Ninetales 1-on-1, you're still stalling out Aurora Veil turns. He still has to click Blizzard or freeze dry, so you can go into something else and keep the momentum. Game 1, Jake was in the front in the driver's seat for sure, and then. You know, the freeze, the double crit onto Tapu Fini.
The crit was actually worse for Croc because then he can.
It was. The first one definitely was for sure, and then he clicked Poltergeist. I think the second crit absolutely mattered.
Well, the second crit mattered because it got him down to like 2%, but the first crit actually fucked Croc because. Well,
the second crit killed him, I believe.
I don't think it did. Pull it up.
I could be wrong, but I think the second crit killed him.
I vaguely remember him living on like 2 HP.
Because he wasn't, could be wrong.
Here we go. Alright, so he ate the Citrus Berry, this where he Poltergeist.
Yes.
And then...
Poltergeist, Surf, there we go, and then...
Pretty sure he lives on like 2% here. Yeah.
Okay, alright, he does. So...
Yeah. So again, unfortunate, but
Definitely. Those two. That was the thing that didn't matter too much.
yeah, that actually
The
fucked
two
Croc.
things.
This is what fucked. This is what fucked him.
Yeah. So this right here. So
Because you would have prevented this freeze if you just swapped out.
Yeah.
Like you should have just hacked Feeney, got a free switch into like Moth or something.
Yeah. Absolutely. I 100% agree. And I'm fine with you even staying in like one turn. Like this turn where you just got hit, I'm okay with that. But
Right.
and then after that it's just you probably need to get out of there and just do something else for sure.
Yeah.
So this mattered, and then the crit on Fluttermane definitely mattered. Like that mattered a huge amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, this mattered a ton because this thing was dying, and then now he's not full health again. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah. All right. We've heard the tales on this. Don't gotta get.
Croc
too
did
much
not
more.
play bad.
You know,
I'm not saying
no,
Croc
no, no.
played bad at all. He did not play bad at
Jake
all.
out-prepped him, but Croc didn't play bad. But game 3, like again, once Croc got to that game 3, I think Croc really locked it in. But the first 2 games wasn't particularly close. I think Jake pretty much had him beat, but
Right.
it is a game we play. If you greed out just a little bit, trying to just fire spin to death everything, that's why the ice moves got them 10%, man. They can
That's right.
9 out of 10 times you'll win, but that 10%, that's where the game gets spicy.
Absolutely.
Number 9?
Oh,
We put
Lord.
Preston or Noah? I think we put
I think we
Preston
gotta put.
then
I think we
Noah.
gotta put Preston. Yeah, I agree.
Preston and Noah. Again, Preston pretty much had a free win this week. I mean, I hate to be that guy, but I mean, Vixen's new. What can you do? But
Right.
yeah, I mean, we're not gonna beat.
It was still close. It was still close. It wasn't a blowout. I don't believe.
So Noah, the Gastro Acid Tech of the Season candidate already.
Yep, for sure. That definitely did a lot. Tox News reporting.
Big Tox News. The only thing. Oh, it's this one. The only issue is that he had nothing. He put so much prep into Ursaluna Blood Moon, which is what you have to do, but that then opens the door for the other things on Jay's team, like the Meowth Grotto, which absolutely just ate his team alive.
Yeah, Cat went crazy this game. Like.
Yeah, the Thunder Punch. Literally, I'm pretty sure, like, what I need to see what moves Jay clicked this game on Meowth Grotto. I'm pretty sure he, literally, just Knock Off and Thunder Punch just went crazy. Yeah, those are literally the only
Literally,
two
that's
moves
it. Oh
clicked.
my gosh.
Yeah. So.
And I think he just brought it out. Like, obviously, it was on the screen at the end of both games. So, like, he just literally saved it for the end.
Yeah.
And then killed everything. So, yeah. I mean, it's definitely something where you have that big threat in Ursaluna Blood Moon where you prep so much for it. And then, the rest of JC's team is still very good. So, it just,
Yeah.
got to be careful with too much over prep.
Right.
Which I wouldn't even really say he over prepped for Blood Moon. It was just.
No, he definitely not. I think he put the right amount of resources into it, but again, then he has to play Zapdos perfectly to check Meowth Grotto, and then that's asking a lot, so.
Right, absolutely.
It can get tough. So next up, 7.
Do we want to put like?
We can put Donsky here. I feel pretty comfortable putting Donsky at 7.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna bring up Imnas, but I don't.
I think Imnas definitely played better than Donsky.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I would agree with that. I would agree with that for sure.
Yeah. Donsky, I mean, he played pretty solid. I mean, coming from RDL to Big Juice is, it's a big step. Obviously, the step he took in Nick. I mean, no shade to Nick, but he's been one of the lower end coaches. But Nick last season had a pretty good season. I mean, he went 2-12 like season 3, but the weight behind that 2-12 didn't hold the same weight. It was definitely he had a lot closer sets throughout. It's just he couldn't close out on a couple of the wins that he maybe could have gotten. 2 games that come to mind is his game against Chris and Emnez. Definitely could have won those games. But yeah.
I think in a lot of our minds he did win, but like it just
this is one of those
it comes down to a little bit of inexperience and some decision making, and you definitely win and he's 4 and what you said was 2-12, so he's
Yeah.
4 and
4-10.
10?
That looks a lot better.
I mean, and listen, so like you said, the weight behind some of those wins definitely means a lot. I mean, you beat MNAS and you beat a champ, and you beat somebody who's considered top 4 in the league, so I mean, yeah,
It's a big deal.
for sure, absolutely.
Talk about Donsky.
The savior.
The savior of season 5, the Mega Mall. He's kept the Mega Mall while and didn't even bring it week 1. We might throw a flag on that, but
it worked. It was mental warfare.
I mean, listen, bro. I mean, the only 2 months he had to bring this set was Baxter and Empoleon. I mean, the Focus Sash Empoleon with Aquajet Torrent. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, listen. There are some things you just can't prep for, and
that's one of them.
That's some great tech. I mean, that honestly, I think might win me over with tech of the season right now.
Yeah, as of
Even
now,
more
that's
than the
definitely
Gastro.
it. Because the Gastro actually didn't win in the game. This won Donsky the game a lot.
Literally. I mean, this was an incredible set from him, but, and just shout out to Empoleon. Gen 4 supremacy, man. Have to give it to him.
Best Gen 4 starter. The only one to know you still. What can I say, man? What can I say?
That's crazy.
Even with Shell Smash, your ass is still ass. That's all I'm saying, man.
That's wild, man. That's wild.
But, yeah. Donsky played very well. Didn't even really have to use some of his bigger threats in, like, Terra's Root and Annihilate. But it was literally just Bax and Empoleon doing everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And when you have things like Zarude, Annihilate, and Garg not really doing much, that's pretty scary for the people coming up, because, he didn't even have to use some of the other threats he has. He really just used 2 Pokemon to destroy Nick's entire team, so I think it was a good showing from Donsky. Next week, next week he plays Wu, who came off a pretty big game, so we'll see that. I think that'll be a very good game, but
yeah, I do as well.
I'll be very interested to see how Donsky moves forward in the season.
Yep.
Alright, next up.
I would maybe even say me.
It's definitely you or Mnaz is the next 2.
I would, yeah. I mean, I play better than them. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like game 1 was very dominant. I would say I had until the.
I would say you should have lost game 2, but game 1 you played very dominantly. I'm not gonna take the set away from you. Obviously, I think you would have won regardless. But I do think if Chase hit that triple X, so I do think he probably would have won game 2.
Yeah.
So we'll do you then, Mnaz. Because again, I think with you, there was a chance of it going to 3. With Mnaz, again, there was small windows of opportunity for Tavs to come in, but none big enough to where I was like, Tavs can bring this to 3.
How low was him on top? Every triple X. He was at almost full health, I think.
Where the fuck?
And what did I have left? That's what I need to see if I don't remember exactly.
So he would have killed your Torterra, and then it would have been Shinpao, Wake, and Reuniclus against.
So I would just.
And Wim.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely more 50-50 than what happened.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the risk you take with triple Axel, for sure. It's definitely unfortunate, but the move has been known to do that. And I could have Terra. I just. Dude.
No, triple Axel is the correct play. It guarantees the most damage. Because if you don't Terra and he Mach Punches, he does jack shit. But if you Terra, at least if it's 2 or 3, it will get you in range of the Mach Punch.
And I probably shouldn't have, looking back on it now, I think I definitely tossed by going for the second one. I should just hit him.
You 100% tossed. You 100%
I can't even remember back why I did that. I think it was because... Would I have been faster than Tailwind? He was just going to come in and kill me anyways, but maybe I didn't for sure know Wim was Sash at this point. Obviously, I assume Wim is Sashed, but, there's...
Yeah, I feel like this one play is the reason why I'm putting Mnaz over you, because I don't think Mnaz...
Yeah, that's
I can
true.
look back at the game, but I don't think Mnaz had, one play where I was like, alright, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, no, I can definitely agree. I can definitely agree.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
What else? Alright, we have Jay.
So who's left?
We have
Jay,
Jay,
Shady.
Mez, Shady, or not Mez. Jay, Shady, Sal, and Woo.
All right, put Woo at 4.
Think?
Okay, all right, hold up. Can we go back to the rankings? Not these, but the what we've done. Let me see something. So
I think Chris played better than Josh.
I'm just saying if we think Chase played better than Chris, can we really put me under Woo? Because if my opponent played better against me than Woo's opponent played better against him.
So you're saying move you and Nendez up one, then put Woo at 6?
I would say so. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against that. Yeah, we'll do that.
Because like I did like okay. I mean that makes sense. Does that not make sense? Am I trolling?
No, I get it. I mean, yeah, Chase
You know what I
definitely
mean?
Chase definitely played better than Chris. So it made the match harder for you to win than it was for Woo to win. But I mean, regardless, I mean, Woo had, I mean, considering he was the lowest ranked team in the league, and he had prepped that well. I mean, telepathy.
The prep was definitely crazy.
Telepathy, Coco, AV, Haxorus, and God, what else did he have? I know I put up earlier in the video. Let me put up again.
Scarf Great Tusk.
Yeah, Scarf Tusk, Telepathy, Coco. What else? Here we are. The Power Up Punch, Double Edge, Kangaskhan, no switch-ins.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Then the Bandit Scizor. I mean, yeah. Woo had some demon prep.
Couple of classic things in there. You know, the Bandits or the Leftovers Umbreon, but then you know you have the AV and the Scarf on those two guys.
The no speed Haxorus is max with F AV.
Yeah. And I know that Chris had Glare. I feel like if you were going for something, you probably should have glared the Haxorus.
Yeah.
And you know, tried to do parafusion things, because then that gives you. I mean, granted, I don't know how much an outrage did to him. It might have just OHKO'd him, but
to Serp.
Yeah.
Definitely was doing a lot.
Definitely was doing a lot. So, but you know, you're kind of just killing yourself to sub, and I get what you're going for, but you know, confusion. I don't know. You had Glare. I probably would have had Dragon Pulse. I just, you know, having 2 resisted hits into a Haxorus.
It's tough.
I guess you don't really expect AV Haxorus, but you know, still just having that coverage move.
Being able to one-shot him instead of having to Leaf Storm twice makes a big difference.
Right, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Woo, good showing. Who does he play next week? Oh, he plays Donsky.
Yeah, he plays Donsky.
That'll be a big game.
Put them colors on there, man. We need the 9 through 6. We gotta get the color coordination going here. I think it's 9 through 6 and then top 5.
9 through 6. I almost want to put 9 and 8 together and then 7 through 4.
Okay. Okay. What's the differentiation between?
Because Noah and Preston, like, they played Preston played well, but kind of had a Mickey game. But Noah, I think his prep was really good. I think it's like the same thing with like this tier, where it's like they played very well. They played better than these 4 coaches did, but circumstances kind of out of their control kind of dictated the game. Like Noah just didn't have a switch in Meowscarada.
Right.
His only real answer to it was the Scarf Zapdos, which I guess he could have played a little bit better, but that's asking a lot considering he kind of also needed it for Blood Moon. So like this is kind of like a weird tier for me. I mean, I guess we could do 9 through 6, but yeah, we'll do it.
I was gonna say, because I feel like it's very similar for all those coaches, where they all kind of did like That's a really dark green.
Alright.
It's very hard, a little hard to see.
Come on, big dog. Come on, get better eyes. Where's the update at?
Listen.
All right. Top 5. I think it's JC, Shady, then Sal. Or maybe JC has to be a 1 just because his opponent actually played the best, but...
Okay, so JC played who? Noah. JC played Noah.
JC
Sal
played Noah,
played...
Sal played Josh, and Shady played B. JC's either 1 or 2.
I think it has to be Sal. Sal is 3, JC's 1, and then whoever's left is 2. Because again, if we're using the same logic we did with me over Woo, then it's the same thing. Because Josh just played so bad that it it doesn't take anything away from Sal, but it's definitely JC and Shady had.
It's so weird though. It's so weird though because I feel like Josh at least had opportunities to win. Like game 1, like there was a real chance he could have won, but obviously game 2 he threw his brains out. But B, there wasn't a single turn in that entire game where I felt he had a chance. Like let me pull up the game. Let me pull up the game. We'll just start clicking through some turns randomly.
Okay, no, game 1, whenever he Sacred Fire the Togekiss, you're in a very he was up. I think he was in a very good spot to be able to win. This was a good play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First 5 turns is good, and then this.
All right. So pause it. This is what you have. You have a 50% burn Togekiss. You have a 35% T-Tar, and then isn't Rillaboom a little chipped? Or
No,
is that thing? Okay, no, it was 100.
Everything else is full, but T-Tar's almost dead, and then this is half.
So you have 2 things essentially that are dead. Right. So
because even if he goes Gren, like he's not eating a Sacred Fire. Like his only switch in here is Belly Bolt.
Right. So, you could go Gren here actually.
No, you're taking way too much.
Well, no, I mean you let the Togekiss die, then you go Gren.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. You definitely sack Kiss, and then you go Gren, which is why he T-waved because he had to sack, but then B randomly went Torn.
And yeah, this switch in makes no sense.
Yeah, this was brain dead.
I think I asked B why. I don't remember.
Yeah, he said he was nervous. That was his exact reason.
Oh, okay.
He said he was nervous.
Okay, all right, yeah. Yeah, then you're just in the Paraflinch blender. Yeah. It just Granted that killing this Togekiss doesn't win you the game, but then you're not dealing with it for the next 3 turns, and but even here, if this play stays the same, you're just. I mean, B at this point I think is still in the driver's seat. Aside from your Torn being paired.
The issue is Araquin is taking 25. These 2 are taking a ton of chip. Grafaiai can't if
he doesn't have a rapid spin switch in though, so
that's
you get the free spin off here.
Well, what I'm saying is if he spins here, he's taking a fuck ton from Muddy Water because he has to be max defense Donphan in this game for drill. So
yeah, absolutely.
Can't really afford. I mean, I guess Shady can't really afford. What is realistically what the fuck does Belly Bolt do besides damage Donphan and electric move Araquanid and Torn?
I mean, it deals with Torn. It can definitely take a hit from Iron Valiant depending on what Iron Valiant we have and what his investment is.
Yeah, but I feel like Belly Bolt's HP and life isn't as important as Donphan's, so I think it's always worth some Muddy Water.
No, it's definitely not. You're correct. You were very correct, for sure. I mean, but even then, I think Shady kept the momentum with switching off of that spin. So it just,
That's why I mean, again, I don't know. I didn't feel it felt like B was always on the back foot for some reason.
Yeah. Does Dante get high horsepower? Did we confirm that? Yes or no?
He does. I mean, I'll double check, but
I was gonna say, did he have high horsepower?
That's a good question.
Because no high horsepower, no ice spinner, or at least ice shard.
Yeah, no ice shard in this game is crazy.
Crazy play. Crazy play. Even because ice spinner would have done so much damage to Rillaboom. Yeah.
Obviously, it's a tough call because you're keeping your Donphan in front of Rillaboom, which is your only Excadrill counter. So I get it, but.
But even then, both of Excadrill's typings are weak to ice. So that's even more of a reason to bring Ice Spinner and Ice Shard. or either one. You know what I mean? Like, because and I get rapid spin, so your rapid spin rocks, and I get why you don't want to be double ice move, but you at least need one of them.
Yeah, I think Charge's definitely better though.
I think Spinner's better actually now that I'm thinking about it. I mean, there was a situation where Drill was low, I think at the end of this game or in game 2, where like we were all saying, oh, if he has Ice Shard here, he's good, and he didn't. So, definitely a little bit of prep kind of things. B didn't prep bad by any means, but it just, I don't even think B played so much better than John. I mean, that's why he's only,
yeah,
2 things ahead of him. So like it's just, it's not Sal's fault, like that he's, down here. It's more just
opponent diff.
Yeah, for sure. So.
No, that's way too bright.
That is very bright.
I'll do that.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty comfortable with this tier list. I feel like this is the very, and I mean JC. I mean, his game. I mean, I don't feel like there's really too much to say besides Ursula when he got bozoed game 1, or Ursula when he got bozoed in his first set in the league. But other than that, I mean, I think JC.
I mean, there's been some very quiet openings for. I mean, my Chin Pal only has 1 kill, so I mean, there's been some quiet openings.
Ogrepon died to an earthquake.
Yep. How many kills does Ogrepon have right now?
That's a good question. Let's find out.
4. Okay. All right. So you have more. You have a little more.
How the hell did I don't even remember.
I don't. 4 kills either. To tell you the truth.
Ogrepon diff, bro. Ogrepon diff.
Ogrepon diff. That's right. So, but there's been a little bit. I mean, Ursula Blood Moon only has 1 kill.
Yeah, Ursula Blood Moon is negative.
That's true. It's very true. But he does have the kill leader. So
it's true. It's true.
Meowscarada having just kind of a breakout game as
7-0 after week 1. I mean, that's definitely not bad.
That's definitely not bad, bro. Listen, all I'm saying is Reuniclus is catching up, bro. Don't let Reuniclus catch up.
All I'm saying is MS needs to mail me that blue cap emoji because God, I need it, bro. Holy. We got season 1, season 3, season 4, season 3, all the way down here. Sheesh. Changed my name to Coast13 in the Discord.
There you go. There it is. So, listen, there's it's week 1, so obviously, just keep on trucking. First week with everybody's new teams, first week with the new tier lists. So
I think that's the biggest thing is the power creep difference between the two. Because like I remember going from 2 to 3, that was a pretty big deal, and then 4 to 5, this is like another big leap where teams.
This is just crazy.
With how strong teams are now, there's very little room for error because when you have a bunch of lower tier mons in the mix, it's a lot easier to not get punished. But when you make one wrong play and then something can potentially die off that, it raises the stakes a lot. So
for sure, it's definitely and we'll see how that plays out. I even thought about that after mine and Chase's game. I was like, damn, personally, I think draft is a metagame where lower tier mons are supposed to shine, and I think our old tier list did that very well, which I liked. I wish there was a way for us to combine kind of the way that the value that the mons get with our current system, and then the value that the lower tier mons got in our older system. I wish there was a way to kind of at least put those things a closer together than they are right now. But it definitely almost feels like an OU ladder type of a season. The consensus on that is obviously yet to be heard. We're only in week 1, so we'll kind of see closer to the end of the season how everybody's feeling with that. But week 1, keep on trucking. Everybody's getting used to their new teams, all that new stuff. So just keep pushing and looking forward to a solid week 2.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 biggest things, like we said, tier list change, that's a big deal, but also 9-week season. I mean, if you don't get a win by if you go 0, I would say if you start off the first 3 weeks with a win, or even if you start 1 and 2, that's a lot of catching up to do.
That's right, bro.
So
Playoff picture video coming at you in 2 weeks.
for real, literally.
I mean,
So
damn, that's crazy to think about. That's like the, I mean, and even think about that too. But like, do you think? I'll ask you this: if we were to do a 14-week season with these teams, do you think people would get more tired of these teams, have the same, or would it be more fun to play with these teams for a longer period of time? Because 9 weeks, like thinking about me only having Chien Pao for 9 weeks is crazy.
I mean, I think it'd be the same thing. Because I mean, 14
Okay.
weeks is such an absurdly long season that like
It is, for sure.
things like what Sal did last season, where you just trade away your whole team just to use some new toys. I think that just creeps in. I think with 9 weeks, it keeps you focused enough to be like, all right, I need to get 5 wins or 6 wins, and then I'm done, and then it's playoffs. So 9 weeks keeps you a lot more focused. It prevents people from just trolling games and just not trying, because obviously some games towards the end of this, like in the old draft, the old scheduling, it would be like around like week 9 or 10, we kind of have a playoff picture, and then it would be like the last 2 seeds are kind of up for grabs. With this, it eliminates just that extra 4 or 5 weeks that we had before, and just kind of fine tunes it to like the 9 weeks that we kind of already knew who was making playoffs before. So, yeah.
Essentially, I think we're still playing a 14-week season, but that is including playoffs and finals.
Yeah. The entire season is
So-
14 weeks. It's just.
Yeah, just including the playoffs and finals for sure. So, ooh, solid list. I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Me and Chase
I don't
together,
think there's
man.
anything-
What can I say?
that's right. The duo. I don't really think there's anything crazy here.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would find it hard for people to argue against this list. I feel like this is a pretty honest list.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that is going to be it for the week 1 power rankings.
Power rankings.
As always, if you're mad, El Bozo. And anything else you want to say?
No. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Alrighty.
See ya.
See ya.